Hello, Smart Business 2000, the iPad edition made with Filemaker 12. One of the reasons we've changed to Filemaker 12, of course, it's the most recent edition. The other great part about it is now, in order to run it on your iPhone or your iPad, the app no longer is $40. The app is free. A lot of you folks probably don't know it, but FileMaker is owned by Apple. So them working together is not something they have to worry about because they own the software. It's the second largest database made for either Windows or Macintosh. The couple of things that we've changed in this one is it is now aware of what kind of device you're on. We're on a computer here recording this, so it comes up with the laptop style screen where this would fit perfectly on a laptop. Now, if we were on an iPad, it would have loaded this screen, and you notice the size is different, but it perfectly fits the iPad screen. The other thing that we did is on the iPad, there is no more pinch to zoom on this screen. A lot of you folks that have used it know that sometimes if you'd go to tap a button and maybe you hit it twice, the iPad, if you didn't hit it exactly where you wanted to, it would think you wanted to zoom and then you had to zoom back. Now it just is, it's locked in place so that there's no more pinch to zoom, and it takes that part out of the equation. The other thing that we've done is you'll notice here that there is iPhone stuff. So here, if you could back everything up on your iPhone and have a overview of your invoices, your calls. You could go over to your contacts. When you're in the contact file on your iPhone, you can just press right next to the button here the phone number, and it'll automatically dial the customer for you. Looking at the iPad screen, you'll probably notice that it's not as cluttered as it was with the buttons before. One of the reasons is we've shifted the print buttons and the report buttons to a separate screen that makes it a little bit easier to use. We have all the old print invoice styles, but we do have a new style that we've done. It's a recommended change, and this kind of gives you an overview of what it is. You can put your name there. This is actually a picture, so if you wanted to put your picture there, you can. Right now I just have it to where it says Hunter Service. If you have 10 or less parts, you can insert two photos. Here I'm just show a photo of the scanner and of a repair we did on a pump for a Sears, and it also shows the customer signature. It has also been made so that when you fold at the marks, it fits perfectly in a number 9 envelope. And of course we have the print estimate is in the new file also, where you can use that. When using the iPad, one of the things that they still do not have is the ability for you to be typing a part number, and as you type, to have it be narrowing down the field. If we're on a computer, laptop, desktop, whatever, you can see as soon as you start to type, it would narrow down the choices, and then you could decide which ones of what you have there is what you want. When that feature comes to the iPad, we will bring it into Smart Business 2000. Hopefully it'll be sooner than not later, because FileMaker is owned by Apple, so you would think they could work together on that. One of the other things that we changed is when you get to do a call, if on a computer it's real easy. If you tap on this and you were going to do a Firestone, you could just start typing and it would narrow it down. Unfortunately, just like in the parts file, an iPad won't let you do that. So what we've done is we've got this new button that's when you're entering a call on the iPad, you can just press on it and it'll give you a little search menu. So if we're doing Firestone here, it would give me the Firestones, and I'd say, oh yeah, it's the Panorama City one, and by pressing the button next to it, it would automatically start it, and I wouldn't have to be scrolling through all of those like we do right now. just something that's kind of nice. And if you use a call list, the nice part about that is when you've got your to-dos, everything ready. When you're there, you can just go ahead and hit start the invoice. It'll get a new invoice, start it up, and then you don't have to deal with strolling through all of here to get your customer's number. And we're actually going to change that there. When you hit this new button, it's going to do something very similar to the calls button. Hello. You're thinking, why am I looking at this gray screen? One of the things that I've never covered much in Smart Business is that this is available to run as a server if you have the Filemaker Pro software. So if I went up here to open and open a remote on an iPad, say, and I've got one going right here, you can see here's all my files. The one thing that we did add is we have this all SB2000, and all that is a file that opens the rest. So if you just click on that and open it, you'll be all set. It also, even when open remotely, identifies what you're on and will open the proper file. You notice that we're on a computer, so it opens the laptop version. But this is actually done remotely now. We are doing this over the internet, and being we're on this one, we could type it in and let it narrow down what we want. This showing you this in this video is a little misleading because this is on the internet that's at my office, so I'm not doing this like on a 3G or a 4G network. If you use a 3G or a 4G network in your truck, which I have been doing, it is slower. It's as slow as if you were using GoToMyPC and accessing your computer remotely. The nice part about this is that it doesn't matter if I'm on my laptop or if I was on my iPhone. All of this would be live, so I could, in essence, take over there, write it up on my laptop, take my iPad in, have the customer sign the iPad. Later on, when I got his check in the mail, I could go over here and reconcile the bill on my iPhone and never open either of the other two up, and they would all be live then. The nice part about that too is then when I'm home here at my desk, I can be doing the exact same thing from this computer, and it's all the same files that I had access today, had reconciled any bills on today, added a call. If I was somewhere and I only had my phone and someone called, I could add their call right at the phone. I didn't have to go back to the truck or start up a laptop or start up an iPad. The only thing is you really need a 4G connection to really make it run well. On a 3G, it takes a little bit of time, just like any other remote access software. Now, when you're operating it remotely, like this is being operated remotely, when I close out the file here, it only closes it out on the computer here. It doesn't close it out remotely. So that's a real nice thing. So just because I closed it out on the laptop doesn't mean I can't remotely access it on the iPhone or the iPad. It's just a couple other new things that we have.